So now that the Phantoms are done and dusted, let's turn our attention to another pair of flying birds. This time it's the Thai Air Force's Alpha Jet A and upgraded TH variant. But before we start, I just want to acknowledge a pretty crucial error I made in the last video, that being the comparison of the EJs to that of the regular American E variant. It's not something that can really be visually seen when static, but the latter is equipped with leading edge slats, or the Agile Eagle package, which boosts its turning performance quite significantly. Japan just went for the older version, opting out of some of the more advanced capabilities to keep it as an interceptor type aircraft. With that out of the way, we can finally dive into the subject of this video. Despite being an aircraft that was initially developed in the 70s and equipped well into the 80s, Thailand would only get their hands on some of their own in 1999, taking some of the A variants that were being phased out of the German Air Force. As such, the Alpha Jet A functions identically to the German tech tree counterpart, having a very snappy roll rate paired with a decent powerhouse compared to most of what it sees. Now, due to its versatility and trainer roll capability, the only offensive gun it has access to is an externally mounted gun pod housing a 27mm Mauser with 150 rounds. In my experience, these guns can be quite hit or miss, as they have the potential to be devastating, but you are limited in ammo and the only real useful belt being stealth. All the others contain a dummy tracer round, which is good for learning to aim with it, but it's so few and far between that it really doesn't serve that much help at the cost of losing an APHE round. In terms of air combat, being at a battle rating of 8.7 really helps. You will be dealing with mostly subsonic aircraft, and you are fitted with enough tools to work with to get things done. Sure, you may not be the fastest, and the turn rate isn't something to write home about, but your airframe can handle quite a lot of maneuvers, especially if kept around the 700 to 800 kilometers per hour, so catching many people off guard. Past that point, your turn rate suffers a bit, but stays relatively constant, so 1v1 duels are viable as long as you play your cards right. The gun will take some getting used to, but it packs enough power to take out most aircraft with just a few rounds. And just like that, the F-100 is down. Not a particularly tough opponent to face, as all they really have over you is speed. Similar to other aircraft of this nature, you will find yourself at home among teammates. Sure, you might have to play like a vulture, but that's how you get kills. Most of the time, you'll be able to just slot yourself behind someone, just like this, take out a couple apartment units along the way, and start tap firing away. There we go. Head-ons are generally not advisable in this plane, but thanks to your roll rate, you can quite handily dodge any oncoming fire. And with so many teammates around you, you quickly become an afterthought for most enemy players, allowing you to comfortably take your time and take pot shots at anyone you lay eyes upon. Just like this unsuspecting F-11, which is a sad plane, but a free kill nonetheless. So what about the TH variant? Well, in reality, it was a package that sought to modernize the old jets so that they could use more updated avionics and improve usability among the diverse Thai fleet. In War Thunder, however, only one change makes it into the game, and that being access to 4 sidewinders, specifically the all-aspect AIM-9 P4s. Sounds good on paper, but now you're at 10.7. where you will now mostly face supersonic aircraft. Supersonic aircraft with flares, for the most part. This match was already pretty rough on the get-go, as I needed to land to take on more fuel, but let's be real, there isn't much to do with this. That isn't to say that you can't perform well in this version, it's just that you have to work a lot harder to be of any use. Being an alpha jet, your low speed performance is quite good compared to other aircraft you face, but catching people at those speeds can be quite tough. All to say, this quickly becomes an exercise of aim, as for the most part you'll be relying on your gun instead of your missiles to get any work done. You will now see the duality of my aim, as I fail to land anything on this slow brick of a phantom. Nice. Yet I'll find no issue when it comes to a high-speed MiG-23. Fun. But safe to say, be ready to experience this where you have someone that's just severely mismatched for your plane. Case in point, this MiG-25, as neither of us can really do anything to each other. All he has to do is just run, and all I can do is just dodge when he gets close. But you still do have the AIM-9Ps, which I guess are useful in this specific case where they run very hot, and you get close enough that they actually work. Now this is the last air match, going back to the A variant as it faces much more manageable opponents at its tier. Try a head-on with this Hunter. Miss. Try a head-on with this initial G91. And crit something. Anyways, regain some situational awareness and see that's only another G91 and MiG-15. The former is less important, but since he's right in front of me, I can just spare a few shots and clip his wing. I can now go full attention with the MiG, slowing myself with the air brake to try and force a reversal. This is completely suicidal, as I didn't realize that I bled literally all of my speed doing that and fall victim to a stall, as all he has to do now is pitch in and clean me up. That is, of course, unless there's a teammate nearby, which swiftly cleans him up. Completely part of the plan. I still have no clue what I crit in that first G91, but he'll have enough speed to outrun and land. In the meantime, we have this J29 and J32B to deal with. J29 goes for a teammate, leaving me to deal with the J32, which does absolutely nothing to acknowledge my presence. Well, that's kill number 2. Number 3 follows soon after, as it's this SU-7 going for a bomb run. Since he's going in a straight line, I too lead in a straight line, clipping his wing and sending him in a straight line into the ground. Only one more person to take out, and unexpectedly from right below, it's the first G91, the same one I crit earlier. Not a real threat in any way, but still an awkward position to fight in. While he's trying to keep up with me, he ends up ripping a flap, essentially sealing his fate. All we need to do now is slowly adjust our turning radius with each roll, and park ourselves right behind him. Getting a severe hit just in the nick of time. When it comes to ground capabilities, you have access to either bombs or rockets, with both having a ballistics computer to help aim. Of course, the gun is also very useful, but be sure to give yourself enough room to pull up. Also, yeah, the TH is practically useless, because why would you... why? Well, it's been quite a while. The last one of these came out about a year and a half ago. Yeah, this isn't really a full-on return per se, but every now and then I'll be working on this. Playing War Thunder wasn't as enjoyable anymore after I finished the last video, and frankly, it still isn't the best. But I'll maybe upload every now and then if there's any vehicles that interest me. Who knows? You may see some helicopter gameplay if I figure out a way to make it engaging. Anyways, till next time, I'll catch you then.